We are all gathered here today to mourn the loss of a brave leader who made many sacrifices to protect the Soviet Union and its people. Joseph Stalin was a man of great courage and valor, and his deeds during his time with us were extraordinary. Many people claim he was a killer and a monster, but I and many others believe he was the greatest leader that Russia has ever had. His 5-year plan pulled the Soviet Union from the depths of poverty and developed it into one of the greatest nations of significant power, gaining a progressive economy, heavy industry, education, and of course, modernized agriculture. The collectivization of farms shaped the Soviet Union to a modern-day superpower that it is now, with everyone working as one body to one work. This has improved traditional agriculture farming into a much more modern method, industrializing our forces and nation as a whole. With high food production from the farms, nobody needed to worry about starving, and we were able to focus on other importances that the Union could need in the future. But of course, the evil kulaks did not want any part in moving forward as a whole. These greedy landowners wanted to keep everything to themselves, ignorant to the improvements we saw in the future, enjoying their stolen wealth in fullness as the rest of the people were left struggling each day. Stalin was reasonable, but those kulaks refused to listen to reason, and thus the government was forced to use its power to take the land away for the sake of a brighter Soviet future, which we get to live in now thanks to him. But even to the evil kulaks, Stalin was merciful. Kulaks and other criminals were sent as prisoners to gulags, where instead of rotting away in a cell with terrible living conditions and no humanity, they were turned from criminals into contributing members of society. Once arrested, the abundance of criminals were sent to these gulags, where they were put to work, boosting industrialization for the Soviet Union and kept criminals safely locked up to keep the people safe. These gulags brought value to the prisoners, so they could continue to contribute to society even while imprisoned. Now seems like a good time to address the so-called purging as well, as that is one of the biggest misconceptions of Stalin's rule. This information had to remain classified at the time, but can now be released. The truth is that Stalin and his top doctors discovered a deadly plague that was killing people across the nation. There was no cure, and so all affected were doomed to die a slow and horrendous death. Stalin had to act quickly and tracked down all those who were affected by the deadly virus and ordered them killed so that they could have the mercy from the terrible plague that was upon them. Through Stalin's quick thinking and intellect, the virus was eradicated very quickly, and they no longer had to worry about it for a long time. Without Stalin, all the people of the Soviet Union would have died a terrible death to this plague. Unfortunately, this meant Stalin also had to kill his high-ranking governing officials, but in the end this move saved the majority of the population, and we all have him to thank for it. Due to the misconception that Stalin was massively killing people without reason, many people attempted to begin a revolution to attempt to overthrow our great leader. In response, Stalin created the NKVD, a secret police force which was sanctioned to deal with these traitors and criminals. Again, Stalin's quick thinking saved the Soviet Union from crisis and revolution. In the end, Stalin's rule was that of fairness and respect. Those who knew him thought very highly of him, and he will always be remembered as the greatest leader Russia has ever had. Thank you.